what we're going to do for this task now, we're going to be cutting in and rolling our wall. Because it's a waterborne paint that we're going to use, we're using a 2-inch synthetic brush. Before we use it, we're going to dampen the bristles, and then we're going to spin out any of the excess water. That way then, when it comes to cleaning out later on, it'll make it a lot easier for you to remove the paint because it won't have been able to stick to the bristles. Cutting in wise, when you're taking a dip, basically what you want to do is, if you're putting the brush straight into the paint, you'll see that it runs straight off of the bristles. What you want to do then, you want to tap it each side, and that will lock the paint onto the bristles long enough for you to move from your paint kettle to the area that you want to paint. When you're doing your cutting in, you don't start directly on the surface that you want to get to. You want to leave it so you leave roughly around 1 centimetre gap. Because you're putting your excess roll of paint on there, what you can do then, you can then spread the bristles up to the section that you're going to be painting and spread out all your excess paint. And then you just finish off. Make sure you take off any rough edge on the bottom here, because if you leave a fat edge there, when you roll over to the top of that, you'll be able to see that when you're doing your painting. I'll repeat that again. So basically put on your excess and then spread out. And keep on doing that process until you've got a nice sharp line. When you're working down a corner, you follow the same process. Come around in an arc first to put the excess paint on, and then you take the excess paint up to the corner. And you just pull that down, making sure you're spreading out all your excess paint. You can turn it on its side, depending on your preference. The thing you'll find is if you're left-handed like I am, when you're doing the left-hand side of the wall, your hand will get in the way, so you need to trust your brush enough when your hand is in the way to know that you're getting your nice sharp line. Just brush out all your excess. The reason you're going around the thickness of the 2-inch brush is so that when it comes to the rolling process, you're not going to get what we call roller crash. You're not going to get the roller touching an area where you don't want the paint to go. And then the final stage of that, so if I show you going around an obstacle like a socket or a switch, so same process, excess paint around the edge, and then you make the paint flow into the area that you need it to go. Make sure you're always brushing off to get rid of any excess rolls of paint as we're going around the edge before you roll.